This is part 2. So as you can see, I've already started this, and you can see the registration line for the first set. And then you can see what I did was I lined up the registration lines. I stitched it on the stabilizer, lined it up on the stabilizer, and then tacked it down. But before I did that, to make extra sure, because if say you have a multi-hoop design and you don't have this basting file or you're not sure how to use it, the other way to do is SewWhat Pro allows you to print templates. And you can just mark the centers, which I actually have done, but I did it on the back so that you can't see it. I folded this pillow in half and in half again to make my quadrants. And then what I did was I took these, and I knew that this basting box for this design, I noticed because remember when I did it on the screen here, the basting box is right on the fold, right? The basting box should be on the fold. So when I come here, if I don't have anything else, I can remember that this fold needs to be how I line this up, right? And now I can line up and I can mark here and there, and double check to make sure that's lining up exactly how I want with a second template. So you see, and now I can mark this one here, here, and over here I had marked it already, though you can't see because I already stitched. Then I mark it, and then I draw lines. Alright? Okay, that's great. So now I've marked my fabric. How do I do when I want to align it on my hoops? Because this is a big design, I'm actually just going to float it. Alright? So what did I do now? I hooped my stabilizer. You see I left it attached because it's kind of a multi-hoop design. I take my template. You thought all those templates you got with your hoops were useless? No! They're wonderful. So I took my template, and it has these holes, right? And I took my fancy washable marker, and I marked the holes, and then I drew a line. And now, since I marked this on the wrong side of my fabric, it's even easier. I can remove the template, and I do apologize, I'm doing this one-handed. I can remove my template, and I can line this up. And since I sprayed it, I don't know if you can see, since I sprayed it with adhesive, I can line up my line and just smooth it down. Smooth it down. I want to use a based function on my machine, but this box also, you know, works really well. Right? So this is what you do. You have a multi-hoop design. There are several ways. This box is really good. So I could also stitch out just the basting box and then line up this with the stitch out below. And that's good, except that you see I got it just a little off the first time I did it. So since I managed to mess it up kind of the first time I did it, not quite getting the fabric right, I just decided to just leave it because clearly I'm not quite practiced enough at that line up the lines thing with the basting box. This basting box with the basting box that you stitch just on the stabilizer and then lay that on top. So I just said, you know what? I had really good luck with the registration lines. I thought this second part, which I did without this box, I mean I did it and I lined it up and I thought, you know, I think I need to shift it a bit because this isn't, see this, it's not quite exactly on the fold. So I'm going to rely on my other marks and it came out perfect. So you mark your fabric, mark the stabilizer, and just line stuff up. And now I can stitch it out, put it on the machine. You want to baste it down so you have that extra layer of security. And also it allows you, since this is the first, this box is the first file, it also lets you know that did you get it exactly on the line, because the basting box should be right on the line. And if it's not, then you know, when you trace your design on your machine, you can see how did it go. And that's just a quick way that I'm figuring out right now to do these multi-hoop design. This one's easy because they're separate quadrants. If you had an overlapping area, you will really rely on using this basting box or registration marks or anchor points in SewWhat Pro to do that. So that is a second, more advanced video on using anchor points for an overlapping multi-hoop design, and I'll see if I can make another video on that sooner than later. I know I made one on putting anchor points in a multi-hoop design, and the next step, of course, is to stitch it out. So I hope this helps you. The multi-hooping basically allows you to get way bigger than you could actually get. So this is going to be a 14 by 14 pillow. So this is a 15-inch piece of fabric, 14 by 14 pillow, throw pillow for a couch, right? I don't know, maybe there is a hoop that's 14 by 14. I don't know of one, but you know, I don't know everything. Probably there is one, I just don't know about it. My machine does, like, that's my machine, and it does, this is a 6.7 by 7.9. So in a square it'll do 6.7 by 6.7. You know, which is a good size. 6 by 6 is a good size for like a quilt block center or anything like that. And I find it perfectly satisfactory. And you can do this kind of line up with anything you do, as I showed in my other videos. But it's really all about marking and line it up. And I marked on the wrong side so that these marks aren't as obvious on the front side. Anyway, so I hope that helps. If you have any comments or something that you think that you would like me to show you, just give me a comment and I'll see what I can do. I mean, I'm not an expert. This is just my hobby, just like it's so many people's hobbies. I just find it fun, and when I do something and it goes right, I just get so excited, like, oh my goodness, I actually did something and it looks really good, and then I make a video about it because I'm just so excited that, wow, I did it and it looked good, amazing. Not because I think I'm really anything special, because I'm not. Anybody can do this. If I can learn how to do this, you can learn how to do this too. And it's not hard. It just takes a little bit of organization and a lot of marking. All right. Have a good day.